Hey y'all, I am so excited to welcome you to this video. In this one, we are going to talk about how I apply the LimeLight by Alcone RCMA Foundation. I'm so excited to share it with you. And to accomplish my look, I have oily skin, but I also do not get creases or settling based on how I apply mine. So I want to share with you what works for me and explain to you some of the whys behind it. To do that, you need 4 products. You need our first base makeup primer. You need our foundation. You need our 10 years younger makeup finish. And you will need our translucent pressed powder. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm excited to share this with you. I always begin with our first base makeup primer. Now let me tell you a little bit about this. It is lightweight. It's a lightweight mist. It is silicone free. It is oil free. This is a truly, truly amazing product. It is paraben free. It is cruelty free like all of our products. And it truly is formulated for all skin types, including those of us that may have sensitive skin. So we're just going to give that just a second to sit. And while that is setting, you want your primer to relax for about 2 minutes before you start applying any product to it. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about our Perfect Coverage Botanical Foundation. This foundation is used by makeup artists around the world. Artists such as Kevin James Bennett, Wayne Goss, many others like them love this foundation. Wayne Goss has gone so far as to do a video about it in which he calls it the world's best foundation. So let's talk about why it is the world's best foundation. Again, it comes from RCMA, which is the Research Council for Makeup Artists. It is used by makeup artists around the world. It contains only vegetable oils, pure waxes, and FDA-approved colors. As with all of our products, it is cruelty-free because we are Leaping Bunny certified. It does not contain any animal product ingredients. It does not contain perfume, lanolin, petroleum, mineral oil. You know, those are the products that are found in a lot of our foundations that are available in stores. And those are the products that cause most people's allergic reactions, intense breakouts, the oily feeling. It comes from those products. Also, most commercial foundations only have a ratio of about 18 to 20% of pigment to what the base is. Our foundation, it's a professional grade makeup. It contains 50% of pigment. So what does that mean for you? It means a little bit goes a long way. I don't know about y'all, but I love that. So let's get started and I'll show you how I apply. I scrape just a very little bit of foundation out of the palette when I begin. This is how much I'm grabbing. See? And I apply mine to a palette. Now the reason that I apply mine to a palette prior to applying it to my skin is any wax base botanical type of foundation, it needs to be warmed up before you put it on your skin for best application. Now, could I put it on the back of my hand? Yes, I certainly could. The reason that I prefer not to is that we have learned over the years that products are absorbed into your skin within 25-26 seconds of applying it. So I don't want to lose any of this product because remember, I'm using very little. I don't want to use it and lose it on my hand. That's not where I want it at. So when you warm it up first, you change the consistency of the product. You make it easier to move with. I don't waste what's on my finger. So I go ahead and put what's on my finger from mixing it in places on my face. I'm a waste not, want not kind of girl, y'all. Now, there are 2 different ways that I like to apply my makeup. I'm going to show you my most favorite and the one I use every day. I use a stipple brush. And to the stipple brush, I apply our 10 years younger makeup finish. Give it a good little shake. 2 little sprays. Now the reason, this is a setting spray. That's the reason I use it when I apply it. I am an oily skin girl. This works for my dry ladies too. I'm oily. I don't want it settling into any creases that my primer spray did not already take care of for me. I want it to rest on top. And then I am literally dabbing in what's on my palette and pushing it into my skin. I'm not doing a circular rubbing motion. I'm tapping it into my skin. Don't forget to get under those eyes, ladies. And look at how quickly it's changing. It's getting those red areas covered up nicely. It's covering up any dark spots that remain. Just tapping. Let's get some more. Now you guys saw how little bitty I put on this palette. Look at that, y'all. Waste not, want not. I don't use much. I use all of it that I put on there. And I am still tapping it initially into my skin to place it where I want this product at. Wax-based botanical foundations will move with your brush as long as you're moving it. So if I need a little bit more up here, I come down here where I'm a little heavier and I bring it right on up there. Don't forget to get in your hairline. Don't forget to get back here. Now when I get in here, I drag it down. I don't tap there. Look at that fantastic coverage with such little amount of product. Tapping it in. I'm still not rubbing. I want you guys to take note of that. I do not rub the product into my skin. That's where your creases come from. There we go. Now I'm going to let that sit for a little bit. Traditionally during the day when I'm doing my makeup, the next thing I would go to is I do my eyes, I do my contour while I'm letting this relax into my skin. It doesn't start setting until you start leaving it alone, okay? So while that is setting, let me tell you what I do a little bit different. For my dry ladies, what I recommend, that requires an additional product if you have very dry skin or if you prefer a very dewy finish to your foundation. I take the same amount of foundation that you saw me apply. I use my spatula, scrape a little bit out, place it on my palette, warm it up. Prior to warming it up, I add a half a drop of our must-do Palmerose and sunflower face oil to that product. This is also my secret for a healthy glow. So 1/2 of a pump, add it to your foundation when you warm it up, is going to moisturize for my dry ladies, my dry guys, whoever is using this product that has dry skin, and it's going to give you a dewy glow if you just prefer a dewy glow. I'm oily. The only time I do that is on days that I'm feeling just a little bit dehydrated in my skin for something a little extra. Now, the next step in my process to setting this foundation and making it last all day long comes from our amazing Blenderful. Y'all, this is just the velvetiest little product. It's very different from many of the blending buds that you see out on the market. It's a very velvety texture, and this is perfect for setting it. Again, back to my 10 years younger makeup finish. This ultra fine mist that is oil free. And I'm going to just spray 2 little pumps right on there. Now what I'm going to do with this Blenderful is I'm not going to go in doing this. I'm going to do the exact same thing I did with my stipple brush. I'm going to just come in and press that product, the product that's remaining on the top of my skin. I am just pressing it in with that setting spray. Don't forget to get under your eyes, around our little nose creases, the places that we are very, very prone to seeing cracks and creases in our foundation during the day. Now, the advantage of pressing it in. Number one, you're getting it into those little cracks, nooks, and crannies that are going to crease traditionally. But the other thing is, you're not rubbing the product right off that you just put on. Defeats the whole purpose to start rubbing it, right? So I am just pressing this product in to my face. I'm setting it yet again. So I put setting spray with it to apply it. I'm putting a little bit of setting spray again to make it last. Now, I just love our 10 years younger. I love it. And it says right on the bottle, it holds it up to 16 hours. Let me tell you, I do not doubt that. I have worn our foundation to Disney on a very hot day, and I have successfully made it through the day with my face looking flawless the entire day. I am almost 47 years old, and the way that I apply this foundation, you will not see the crow's feet creases that we normally see with other makeup brands. And I believe that that's because this process is what works best for my skin. Now, everyone has different skin. So, of course, take what I am offering you and tweak it in a manner that works best for you. But this is where I have found success in making sure the product lasts all day long and it doesn't crease or crack on or crinkle on your face. Now, because I am oily and because I like a very matte finished look, I end my foundation routine with our translucent pressed powder. The reason I use translucent pressed powder over a colored powder is because for most oily skin people, we tend to reapply powder during the day for any shiny spots that are sneaking in. Well, I don't know about y'all, but when I used to do that, that colored powder would start caking together and it would give me a very, very caked finish. Well, that's not what we're trying to accomplish with this makeup. We're using a cruelty-free makeup line that's filled with healthier ingredients. There are no harsh chemicals in any of our products. And we have what bloggers and makeup artists are calling the best foundation in the world. So why would we want to put a colored powder over top of it? That's when we start feeling heavy. What we've done right now is very light. It's very refreshing. So I take our pressed powder and my big fluffy brush and I tap it into the pressed powder. Get a good little serving. I'm only tapping in. I'm not doing this because you waste a lot of product doing that. Now the other thing that I do is I tap that down into my brush so that I'm not putting pressed powder in one spot on my face. It's down in the brush. And I start with my T-zone, just applying that pressed powder. The areas that I know are more prone with my oily skin to get shiny, and with previous products I've used, those are the areas that my makeup would cake the most. I'm going to get a little bit right under those eyes. If you're more comfortable with a smaller brush right here, by all means, use a bit smaller brush. The other beauty of our pressed powder is it is going to, because it's so matte, it deflects the light from those fine little wrinkles that we all try hiding that are beneath our eyes. And then my final step, again, our 10 years younger, I do one little spray just right on my ring finger and I press that into the foundation that is directly under my eyes. We are more prone to creasing right there. And there we go. This will hold all day long. It will be cake-free. It will be creaseless. Later in the day, this is what my base is still going to look like. When you're using high-quality professional-grade products, you don't need to put layer upon layer upon layer upon layer over top to create a very finished, natural, light, beautiful look. So again, the 4 products that I recommend to create this look: our first base makeup primer. We start with a light coating of that, very ultra fine oil-free mist. We scrape just a little bit of foundation out of our foundation palette. warm it up with your finger on a solid surface. This is personally what I use. However, many art stores sell little palettes like this. You can get one just like this as well. I stipple mine into the skin. I do not rub it on. I press it in. I wait a few minutes. Use our 10 Years Younger finishing spray. Push it in to set it. Finish it off with our translucent pressed powder. I hope those tips have helped you. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me. If you need to be color matched, please feel free to message me or the beauty guide that may have shared this video with you today. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'm going to see you in the next video.